Good morning, class. We've been looking at other peace settlements apart from the Versailles Treaty. Remember, we started with the Versailles Treaty itself. Then we looked at the Treaty of Saint-Germain. We also looked at the Treaty of Trianon. We also looked at the Treaty of Neuilly. And now we'll be looking at the Treaty of Sèvres. But before we get to the Treaty of Sèvres, which dealt with Turkey, I just want us to remember how we've been moving with this topic. Remember, all this is starting from the Paris Peace Conference. Paris Peace Conference, the Versailles Treaty, Treaty of Saint-Germain, dealing with the separation of Austria and Hungary. We also looked at the Treaty of Neuilly, the Treaty of Trianon. All this is coming from the Paris Peace Conference. Moving on, remember a treaty, I said these are agreements. A treaty, these are agreements made between countries to say we'll follow this, we'll follow that. So that's what we call treaties. The Treaty of Sèvres, which dealt with Turkey, was regarded as another harsh treaty. The Turks were very angry and humiliated with the terms of the treaty. For instance, Turkey's army was limited to 50,000 troops, just like other losing powers like Germany, Austria, Hungary. All their armies were reduced to a specific amount of troops. In this case, Turkey was only allowed 50,000 troops. Its navy was restricted and was not allowed an air force at all. So with all this, they regarded this treaty as a very harsh treaty. It was signed in August 1920, whereas the other treaties were signed in 1919. This one was signed in 1920. Parts of Turkey were defined as zones of influence to be controlled by the British or the French or the Italians. So some of their land was controlled by the British, some the French, some the Italians. Their tax system, finances, and budget were to be controlled by the Allies. So all this made the Turks to have this anger towards this treaty. To sum it up all, this is the end of this topic. I would like all of you to go back and start reading from the Paris Peace Conference. Follow the issues from Paris Peace Conference of 1919. How remember the losing powers were not represented at the Paris Peace Conference. All these terms were drawn as a way of preventing another future war. Remember, all these treaties, they were signing them with an intention of avoiding another future war, in as much as they were seen as aggressive by other countries. So I would also like you to take a look at the League of Nations specifically. Take a look at the League of Nations, its operations. And then when you have done that, that's when we move on to the next topic. For now, we stop here. Thank you very much.